Good morning to you, the viewers of this regional Government Information Center session where we are coming to you live here in Nkurenkuru. That is in the Kavango West region. I'm Stephanes Nambara and I will be your host for this session. The Namibia Training Authority have established the Nkurenkuru Vocational Training Center at the town, bringing vocational training in the region. On this session, we are going to discuss about the readiness of this center with its first intake. But before I introduce to you our guest for today, let's first listen to what the residents of Nkurenkuru have to say about this center.
I'm Peter Ausiku. I'm a resident here in Nkurenkuru. So, especially on my side, I'm happy because there's some more benefit since most of the youth they are in the street.
Yes. My name is Taren Johannes Sisindi. The things that make me happy for that VTC to come in Nkurenkuru, as youth, we're gonna benefit more, gaining new skills.
My name is Dr. McDonald Amutenya from Mateo Life Powers Medical Practice. I'm really feeling excited about the opening of the Nkurenkuru VTC because it's going to be very beneficial on the economic growth of Nkurenkuru. First of all, we have a lot of unemployed youth, so job creation. There's youths that are sitting with qualifications, so they can put that to use. They can get employment at VTC. And then we have a skilled workforce. Nkurenkuru is a growing town, so we need skilled workforce from the VTC to match the industry needs of Nkurenkuru. So that's construction, electricians, tailors, and all those people.
Come back now in the studio. I'm joined by the Nkurenkuru of VTC Center Manager. That's Ms. Matilda Shashipapo. Ms. Shashipapo, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Nambara.
Now the vocational training centers are established across the country. And as for Kavango West, it was recently established. What can you tell us about this center?
Nkurenkuru VTC is developed under the national agenda to make sure that all the regions have access to education so that nobody feels left out. If we are to talk about Harambee prosperity and as well as Vision 2030, it clearly states that every Namibian should not be left out, whether it's education or any other services that needs to be brought to the regions. So that's how they established Nkurenkuru VTC. And we are definitely fortunate to be one of the regions that have received that provision or that center as, that is ready to receive students, as we are going to unpack that one in our discussion later on.
You are saying that it's ready to receive its students. So when can we anticipate its official inauguration now that the construction is also being completed?
Based on the plans that we have currently, we are currently busy running different activities so that we make sure that all the operations that needs to be in place or all the logistics that need to be in place are done. So the first important thing is to engage the stakeholders, that is the grassroots stakeholders, which is within the region. That is why we are now currently running a sensitization program where we have to bring information closer to the people, especially at the villages that do not really have access to digital information. So the team is currently on the go, or let me say have a roadshow that started on Monday, which is the 3rd of November. So they started going from one area to the other, which is now key areas where they have engaged the communities. And also within that process, they are also giving them the opportunity to make sure that they have access to application forms and they have to apply, and the team brings along the application forms. If they don't submit by then, they also have a permission to deliver these application forms to the councillors' offices, where then we'll be able to collect these. So the good thing that came up with this activity is that we have opened the application form free of charge, and anyone can apply. So there is no a thing of they need to pay application fee, because most of the time you find people are struggling to do that. So this time around it's free and it's accessible to everyone within the region. So we are starting in the region first. First, you need to inform where the center is. People need to know what they have within their region. And then later on, we'll go beyond and make sure that everyone knows about the center.
Okay, given what you just said, can we say now that the center is ready for its first intake?
I would definitely, or let me say confidently, say that the center is ready to receive its first intake coming February 2026. We are really very optimistic to make sure that we have people coming in. The center was established long back in 2015. Those were the process that were still taking place. And then last year, the buildings were handed over. So that's how NTA started to bring in management on board to make sure that we start with the operations, make sure that the center starts its operation coming 2026. So that's why I started alone at the center. And currently now I'm very, very happy to say that at least I have some staff members with me. I have about 10 staff members, and we are going and we are still pushing ahead to make sure that we start. So this is an effort between the center and NTA that is regulating Nkurenkuru VTC, and also the funding hand that we have to make sure that we have all the equipment, we have all the necessary resources that we need for us to start operation coming next year, 2026. January 2026.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, if you just joined us, you are watching the regional GIC session where we are discussing about the Nkurenkuru VTC's readiness for its first intake. Now, Ms. Shachipapo, can you take us through the courses that are available on offer?
Our courses, before Nkurenkuru was established, they are already established workshops for about 5 courses. But for the initial opening, we are only going to have 4 courses for now. And then gradually we'll bring in the other courses as they are going to be ready, because we first have to equip all the workshops. So coming next year, January, we would like to start with clothing production and welding, or let's say metal fabrication, and as well as plumbing and pipe fitting, and then solar equipment installation and maintenance. So those are the 4 courses that we are going to start with. I know there is also hospitality, but we are not going to start with hospitality in January. We need to make some amendments on the equipment or the available infrastructure that we have before we are going to introduce hospitality, perhaps in June 2026.
Maybe if you can enlighten us on the requirements for one to be enrolled to these courses.
Okay, we are admitting students or potential trainees that have got previously, the ones that have grade 10, old curriculum. If they have 23 points in 6 subjects, they are also qualified to apply. And we are also looking at the new curriculum, the ones that have now grade 11 or 12. If they have 20 points in 6 subjects, including mathematics, especially the ones that are applying on technical trades, they need to have mathematics and a bit of science. So some of these students or potential students that might come in, perhaps not meeting the correct requirement, especially on science, would like to take a stand and bring in perhaps bridging course that is going to assist these potential students that wants to join the VTC, that wants to come and learn a certain skill. So we will perhaps look into a bridging course within 6 months, then they can transition into a level 1 or level 2, or whichever the entry point is, because our levels differ. Some are starting with level 1, some are starting with level 2. Yes.
Now, this center is based in a region where the livelihoods of the inhabitants depend on agriculture. Why is it that agriculture is not featuring among the courses that you just mentioned? I mean, this is a course that can respond to the needs of the inhabitants of the region.
That's quite a very interesting question and a good question. And this question, I've been receiving it every meeting that I've attended, every engagement that I've attended within the region, that they really long for agriculture. And also they have, I have definitely taken note that this is one of the regional needs or regional development needs, that they want to have agriculture in the institution. So as an institution, we have to make sure that we bring in courses that are responsive to the region and that are also responsive to the nation. So we are looking into it and make sure that we request for funding, and most importantly, get land from the traditional or local authorities to make sure that we have land where we are going to put this infrastructure for agriculture. So it has really come a very big concern that has been raised by the region, and we cannot ignore that button. We need to press it and make sure that we are responding, or we are being responsive to the needs. That's why this institution is built within the region for us to make sure that we respond to their needs, but not letting go of the national needs as well. So we are looking into it. Should the funds be availed, we will definitely make sure that coming next year, not next year, sorry, 2027, 2028, we should be able to provide agriculture if the funds are availed to the center for us to establish that.
Okay, now as a new center with a limited number of courses, how many students are you looking at enrolling, and when can we anticipate the classes to start?
So like I've already indicated, we have about 5 or 6 courses that we already established with the complete workshops, but we are only starting with the 4. So meaning a minimum, or let me say a maximum intake of each level is 25 students. So unfortunately, because then we need to make sure that they are all given a workstation, because we are talking about skills. So only 25 per trade, meaning come January, we should be able to have 100 students. By June, if we introduce another course in June, then the number will still add up to 125 or to 150. But coming 2027, we will definitely look into having about 250 students.
All right, thank you. Once again, you can catch us live on any of our social media platform. That is on Facebook, and you can also leave us your comments or your thoughts. That's at MICT-Kavango West, as well as on YouTube. Now, Ms. Chachipapo, what are the future plans for the center?
The futures are really diverse, and the future plans, sorry, we are dreaming big. We do not want to limit ourselves. So we dream big in a sense that we have to respond to the needs of the region, and we also need to respond to the skills that are highly on demand. So we need to put all these two together. There are skills that are highly on demand. We can look at oil and gas sector. We look at green, going green, and also the center is already into going green because we have solar installation. So we are looking into becoming a production hub. We don't only want to be an institution where we only maintain, or where we only repair, or where we only fix. We want to be an institution where we are producing. We need to be a production hub into solar, producing. If we are to introduce agriculture, we need to make sure that we produce. We go into agro-processing. We go into livestock management. So all those are some of the plans that we have. So with the support of NTA, because we can't do it alone as a center, because we depend on the funds from the government, so through NTA. So therefore, should we get that support, then we are going to realize our vision of becoming as one of the centers of excellence into production.
For the viewers who are watching, who are aspiring to apply to the Nkurenkuru VCT Center, can you take us through on the application process?
The application process are now open, and it's due on the 11th. On the 11th of December, we intentionally made it longer to make sure that we give them extra time and also allow the students or the learners that are now sitting in the classroom during that are having assessment or exams for them to be able to have time and apply. And our current learners in the classroom, they are allowed to use their August report cards, which they can attach on the application form. And also, once they attach their qualifications, they can then submit these application forms at the center. If the center is closed, they are always welcome to leave it at the gate, because we have made that provision to make sure that everyone that comes can either get the application at the gate if the office is open, and they can also submit it there. So everyone is open to apply. They should not be discouraged by the admissions requirement currently. So they have to apply, because we are really looking into providing a bridging course. There is a sister center that has also started with the bridging course. We would like to tap into that, learn from them, and bring it over so that we don't leave anyone behind. And one of the good thing on our application form is we are allowing mature age entry. We are not only looking at the ones that have reports that are meeting the requirements, we are also looking at those that have experience, perhaps 3 years experience in a working area or in an area that they are applying for. So they can attach their letter of experience, they can attach their qualification that they have, and that will make them qualify to do a certain course within the center.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Now rounding off, what are your last comments?
My comment is really to say it loud that the center is here, vocational center is here in the region, and it is built for us mostly and beyond as well. So I would like to inform all the youth or all of those that have experience that wants to join the training institution that the center is built for them. They should come in numbers. And also, Namibia is looking for skilled workforce. Namibia is looking for the youth that are skillful, the youth that can innovate. So Nkurenkuru VTC is open. So please come and make sure that you realize your dreams. Come and build your future with us, because when you are there within the center, you are going to be somebody, or you become an artisan that is ready and able to either become an employer or become an entrepreneur or become a business owner, for example, where you employ others. So please come. The region is having that opportunity. Let's make use of this opportunity. I urge you all to really come and join us. We are waiting and we are ready to walk with you in this journey.
Well, Ms. Shipapo, I must say that was very, very informative. So thank you for making time to come through in the studio and share with the nation this vital information.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Well, there you have it. If you are aspiring to study at the Nkurenkuru Vocational Training Center, the application process is open. With that, we have come to the end of this regional GIC session. So from me, Stephanes Nambara, and the rest of the crew, until next time, thank you for watching.